It may be small, but when you need it, it comes up big. Welcome back to the shop. Hey, today I'm going to throw out a video on one of the smaller tools in my shop, but one of my favorites, just because it gets into places that no other tool does, and that's my Penlight. So let's get into it. I was working on my HomeLight 360. I was replacing the carb, and I took the carb off. And as soon as I got down in there, I shined my Penlight down into the intake and saw that the intake boot was shot. And if I want to, I can even go further down and see the piston down in there too. So that's what these lights come in handy for, is if you're doing any kind of engine works, whether it be, you know, full-size engine in a car or any small engine. There's just places that this Penlight will go that other lights will not. And if you watched some of my other videos, I did a video on another light that was made by Harbor Freight and Braun, and it was the best work light I think that has ever been made, and I still stand by that. But that light, as small as it is, will not go where this one will. So this one, I don't use this one as much as I use that other light. But when I get into these tight spaces like this is, like I said, where this comes in handy. I'll show you another place where it comes in handy. So this is another instance where I would use my Penlight. I need to inspect the fuel tank on one of my saws. See if it's corroded in there, if I need to clean it out. The Penlight shines down in there. I can get that way down in that tank if I want to. But I can also inspect my fuel lines and my fuel filter and look at the quality of gas, but that'll get all the way down into that tank if need be, and illuminating areas that you just wouldn't be able to see otherwise. Like I said, as working on small engines or anything else engine related, I just don't know how you get by without a Penlight like this. All right, I'll run you through the features on the light. There's not much to it. It's a Penlight, but the finish is a black anodized finish, and typical of black anodized finishes, they hold up pretty well. There's some wear on the end here for me, just from me poking it into various places. The clip has a little bit of wear on it. Again, to be expected. That's the part that's hanging out of your shirt pocket or your pants pocket. Up on top, there's some knurling. And that would be what would be sticking out of your pants pocket or your shirt pocket. Just provides something to hold on to, pull it out. This clip is removable. You just unscrew the top here, and then you can just pull that clip right off. There's a rubber gasket that sits on top of the clip and provides some sort of weatherproofing, I'm assuming. The on-off button is real positive. It's not anything that's going to come on accidentally. You gotta put a fair amount of pressure on that button to get the light to come on and off. The light beam itself, that's low, and that's high. It's not exactly a spotlight, but it's not exactly a floodlight either. It's kind of a tweener. But when you get up close and personal with whatever you want to shine the light on, you can tell that it does what it needs to do. This sleeve here that you see, it's got the directional arrow on it. You just slide that down and that reveals the charging port. And the only reason that sleeve is there is to protect that charging port, I'm assuming. There is a rubber gasket that sits up in there, and that's what holds the sleeve on. And if I'm being honest, it's not a real positive catch. I mean, it does its job, but it doesn't take much to pull that sleeve down. And as that rubber gasket starts to wear, I'm assuming that sleeve's probably going to move even more. But it's not something I'm worried about, because every phone I have doesn't have a sleeve on it, and they seem to work and charge just fine. The only worry, I guess, would be if you got grease and grime, gas, and that type of thing in there. But that's pretty much it. I've been really happy with the light. There's nothing that I can say negative about it. at 140 lumens. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet, probably didn't. It's got more than enough light to illuminate anything that I'm going to be using it for. All right, completely pitch black in the shop. That is low. Another click, and that is high. Low, high. There's your charger, typically USB, one that everybody has about 10 of, but that's the one that comes with the Penlight. Another way that I use the Penlight in my shop, I'll pull the plug on one of my saws, and then I can use the light, shine down in and see what kind of carbon buildup I have on top of the piston. This saw's got a good amount of carbon buildup, not too bad though. Definitely running rich. So this is another instance where I use my Penlight. A lot of the saws I pick up I get for free, but if they're going to charge me anything for them and they're completely beat, or they've seen a lot of use, what I'll do is I'll take my Penlight with me and I'll shine it down into the muffler. And I can't do this with all saws, but especially with these saws with the stock muffler, I can shine it through the muffler and I can take a look at the piston and see what I'm looking at, see if there's any scoring on the piston, any buildup and that kind of thing. With its size, and it's got the clip on the side, it checks all the boxes for me. So if you're in need of a Penlight, I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I got this on sale at Harbor Freight. I think I paid $11 or $12 for it on sale. It's held up well, does what I ask it to do. Can't ask for more than that. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that. Just thought I'd take a quick break from working on the 360 to highlight a tool that I use quite a bit in my small engine work in the shop. And there's just a lot of work that I quite frankly couldn't get done without it. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed that. I will catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.